One. All right, we should be live. Says we are. So welcome everyone. I'm definitely say welcome to Jon. Jon's joining us today. Welcome to Jon.
Woo! John's here. Yay.
Wow.
Right.
Jon
What up?
Jon works with us. Yeah. You work with us at Industrial Logic. You're fun to work with at Industrial Logic.
Well, that's good.
What else do you wanna promote uh, about
Uh,
all the things you have and do?
well, I haven't done my own Twitch stream in some time. I'm trying to figure out when I want to revive that. Um, but I don't know. You look for Q coding or quality coding on various places, you'll find me.
John, your streams, I think, helped inspire us, at least for actually doing it, because your streams were fun. I watched a couple of them. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I really wanted to see how this works, because you see me, it's just me by myself with the chatters.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, Cody's 100% right. You inspired at least me and partially, I guess, Cody too, that we wanted to do something that was like this, but different. So glad you're here. Glad you're our first guest too. That's awesome. So we're all learning how that works as well to see how we can all three of us, play today.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready to play. So let's switch over to, do we want to go straight to code or do we want to go to mural and talk about things? Because right now we're looking at code.
Let's go to mural because I have no hell and clue what's going on.
Give me some context. What the heck are we doing? And what's going on?
I don't remember.
So from what I remember, we started Advent of Code last time, and actually we switched to a new language of Ruby. So that's fun. Jon, do you know any Ruby?
I've done Ruby exactly once on one single day of Global Code Retreat years ago. So I think that makes me an expert. Also, I own a copy of Sandy Metz's book. So that also makes me an expert in Ruby.
What's the book title?
It's the Pooter book. The practical object-oriented design in Ruby.
Gotcha. Yep. I know. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Shout out.
Which I have on hand in case. I'm like, oh shoot, I don't know how to do a thing.
Yeah.
We may need that. So I have a side project I've done in Ruby for about 4 or 5 years, but it's so small and simple, I don't know a lot of Ruby-isms for it. So like, I can try to help with stuff, but it's great that we're all kind of in this boat of, we've done it before, we kind of understand some things, and so we get to learn together, which is one of the fun things about mobbing or ensemble program. So we started this Advent of Code. It's a supply stacks problem. Reading this stuff, we have a couple of domain words. We have crates, so we have a crate stack. We have a giant cargo crane that apparently moves the stuff. And then we have this keyword called rearrangement. So theoretically an instruction that it gives us of that. If we look up here, we captured some of the input. This is a default text input up in this upper right-hand corner. Oh, I'm confusing my IDs on how to move. There you go. So we get this nice input. It's all one flat text with a setup of stack and various instructions. Looking at what we've started, I believe we've started looking at how do we just read in one stack.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we were doing an outside-in approach.
Yes.
Last time we did a very inside-out TDD approach, and we were like, "Ooh, it'd be fun to do the opposite," especially because the input in this, right up here, is wild. You know, it's just a giant formatted string, basically.
So it's a starting state and then a bunch of instructions.
Yep. Technically, this D doesn't look aligned, but it's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, it's got
So like
there.
that I think.
little
Yeah,
better.
the mural formatted it weird, but yeah, the string is this formatted thing, and it's weird. So it'll be fun. I think we were like, okay, how do we take that and put it into something some domain objects in Ruby, and that's kind of where we have here this read one stack, which is what we're kind of working on. Yeah, crate stacks. That's what we're calling them. The
Crate. Okay.
A crate stack. So we gotta. There'd be 3 crate stacks here. This one and this one and this.
That's
one.
a crate. Each one is a crate stack. Okay.
That's the naming that
Containing crates.
we left off on. And we pulled those words right from the problem description on Advent of Code. But cool.
Any questions, John? Was that a good intro? Is that a good
It is a good intro. Let's.
How are we doing so far?
So you're working on read one stack. Actually, here's something that confused me about the discovery tree.
Okay.
We want in progress all the way up, right? We're like this.
We do.
Yeah,
all the way up, so I can see one single path. What's the state of this one here?
Stack, states, and move instructions. I think this one is supposed to be, if I remember correctly, we were thinking about how to actually read the input file or read the text file to start getting us a structure. We're taking it from theoretically a little bit of right after that. So I think this is reading the actual text input to start breaking into structures. I'm not for sure. We can also just delete it.
Let's just delete it.
Boop.
I don't remember either. So if we don't remember, context wasn't important.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Okay. There we go. Now we've got the single line that I want to see in a discovery tree.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Read one stack.
So we did ourselves a favor a month ago because we did take 2 weeks off. We left a failing test that is ignored. And so typically we've talked about this down a couple of times. We like to leave a failing test to remember where we left off on, but we're being good teammates that we check it in the ignored test so it doesn't break any builds. It's just a good way to kind of leave us a reminder of to where we're headed. So if we look at this, it is very simple. We have one stack kind of hard-coded of Z and N, and we're trying to create our second one. So how do we actually read this input to create our second stack?
How does this relate to the sample input, the Z and the N?
If you look at this, we have our test input here. And so we want to get our Z and N is our stack, right? So we have a crate of Z and a crate of N. And so we're inputting our new supply stacks. We take it in as input, and we're expecting our stacks to be equal to this. Eventually wanting to build out this full input list going this direction. This is the direction we were going.
We faked it.
We made
it. So I'm still struggling to see the relationship between the desired input, which is what's selected, and the array of array. I assume those are arrays.
Yes.
It's array of an array of, and we're
so if we I think I know what you're asking. So I'm gonna do a quick
test input. Sorry. Yeah. Test input is the thing.
Yes. We're taking the test input in and we're faking it to our making.
I'm the dork. Okay. Sorry. I'm a complete dork.
Okay. I've never heard that expression in this context. That's very funny.
Got it.
It's a valid question though. So, and also I think going back to just like, why do we have so many arrays? So if we look at this, this is our whole list. This is our container of all of our stacks. So this would hold all 3 of them, I think we were thinking. And then the first array would be the first stack. And then I don't know why we have the inside of array other than I think we wanted it to look like this. So this is the Z and then the N. So this would be the heuristic. So this is a stack essentially, right? So this is a stack.
And I think we were talking about making a domain object out of that anyway at some point. But we were starting simple.
I think one thing that's confusing me is that the brackets in the input are not arrays, as I understand them.
Yeah,
I don't think that's an array of Z, is it?
No.
It's just
And
a
you said-
box.
Actually-
it's a graphical ASCII representation of a crate.
Could we maybe start there? Actually, we have the failing test, yes, but could we actually refactor our? Because I agree that having the Z and N inside of their own separate arrays doesn't add us any value and maybe adding to a little bit of the confusion.
We're talking this.
There we go.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Feels better.
And then after we get this working, it might even make sense too to instead of 2 equal to have a 2 contain. Ooh, macro. Haven't seen that in a while.
That's the Ruby way to do it.
Yeah, that is the Ruby macro.
What the heck is this?
Magic.
So if you look, Ruby minus while over right. So convert
Convert to
%W syntax.
okay.
Yeah. So the percent is those are typically macros, like in a lot of the like primitive with creation stuff. There's a couple macros that are super useful. I know /W too. Yeah, you make a string array based on the input.
Ah.
With the spaces indicate
Right.
different element. That's the Ruby way we'd write it.
Then that is how we shall do it.
Yes.
Should at least
Idiomatic.
experiment with it. Yeah. And then I'm going to clean this up. Let's run these tests to show that it's failing now. And John, you want to give it a go to fix this first test? So we do try to do TED ping pong here.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So where we have a failing test, and then so the other person fixes it, and then you have to write the next failing test.
Woohoo! All right. So let me. Oh wait. By first go, do you mean I am just driving on my own, or like I just started to come in here and start typing,
Yeah.
but I was like, is that what you want?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's different now that we got 3 people, but we have been ping ponging. Maybe we ping pong first. Maybe we try one way, and then a little bit later we'll
All right.
maybe
Well,
do more of a traditional ensemble. Oh, look at that. The
See,
ID's smart.
I kind of want to see. There we go.
Cool.
Now it's still got the grossness there of that it's complaining about, and we could always do that, I suppose.
Yeah.
And there we go.
I did
I
a
think that's
thing.
I think it's worthy of a commit.
Yeah.
Do. Are you using any sort of notation here, or are you just going for it? This
Use
is
no notations as far as I'm aware.
It's also interesting that it's finding no changes.
yeah. Where are the changes?
That is fun. Did we
We
save?
got to save? Does it not
Save.
autos?
Hang on. Let me.
Yeah, we usually use the terminal, but
Whoops. Okay. So Ruby mine is not picking up the what I usually do.
Yeah,
I bet what it is
working
too is how we've constructed the Ruby project. It might not know where the .git is.
Oh yeah,
because
it's one
this is
level up. Mhm.
It's a project in a project.
Yeah.
So sorry, John. We'll fix that next time.
Or
But for now, you got to use the ID.
I'll use it like,
terminal.
and I'll
You
type
have
it
to use
out.
Git like the way it was supposed to be used. Sorry, I'm not
I
a
like
fan.
the ID git commands. I like them. I just don't use them.
Change
Remove
remove
inner
brackets.
list. Yeah, I guess remove brackets. Actually, that's more of what we did.
brackets from terms. I don't know.
Actually,
great.
from crate representation. Oh, you're good enough, yeah. And then GP for git push.
Oh, you're also doing that.
All right, quick announcement, or I guess shout out. So for those who are watching us live, us 3 ensembled together quite a bit. And we might be like jumping through doing stuff. And if anybody has any questions of like what does a day to day and that look like, and what are some things we do, feel free to
Why
ask
are
questions
you
in the chat.
pushing? And, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, then I think we are ready to un-X that one and reshape it into the thing we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess if we're rotating, let's I will make this one. Or no. I guess John, do you want to make this test uncomment this test, make it fail, and then I will ping pong it?
Oh, sure.
This is
Bring
interesting.
it.
I don't think I've ever done ping pong with 3 people.
Let's try it.
So
And I think it should
the
be fun.
test supply stacks to equal. Wait a second.
Yes.
So we're not doing anything with test input right now, right? We're in the middle of triangulating the input
But
because we're just hard coded.
what is it that says I want the 0th stack versus or the first stack, I guess, stack 1 versus stack 2, because we're trying to get to DCM. Whoops. Or MCD, whichever way we choose to go. But
That's a good call. We did it the opposite way.
there's something about
Yeah. Is there a to include instead of to equal?
There should be a to include, yeah.
Let's try that. Let's see.
Let's-
Let's refactor this test.
sure.
To include, there we go. And then we can just get rid of the brackets around.
Around the W and around the macro, basically.
Like that.
Yeah.
There we
Beautiful.
go. There we go. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna say
Yeah, just repaste over that.
now.
We
MC.
went
Next question is
MCD.
it ZN or is it NZ? I
We know
guess
we're going to be doing stack and popping off the top. What would be easier to take from the end and do append to the end or to take and push to the front?
dealing with
'Cause
the N feels nice to me. So this would be MCD, right?
Yeah.
In that case.
John's a Ruby expert, so
Yep.
I'm gonna take his word.
There we go.
Oh no. I just realized I gotta now implement this. This is a big step. I mean, okay, so we can fake it till we make it first. And that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, where's percent on my keyboard? There it is. Okay.
In the same place it always is.
Yeah, I didn't move. That's interesting. I thought it just got up and moved in the middle of the night. Okay, ran the test. We are passing.
Yay!
I'll commit this and just say faking it.
Page is a really good question. If we're doing the includes, how do we know one is first and one is second? I don't know if
Yep,
we actually care about order. It is totally valid question, but I don't think at this point we care that it's actually in the proper order. But that is a good thing to think about ahead of time.
It's also a test we could make a separate test than what we're doing now.
That's the test name. Okay.
Well,
It's a second.
yeah, I think we'll get there. And hey, Paige, what up?
Good to see you,
What up?
Paige.
So the question is now, like, we're faking it. Should we start making it?
Yes.
And the question is there a smaller step than I guess we could try. This is interesting.
So to me, the smaller step would be, what if we do that bottom row, the ZMP123? Right? We try to get three. We just try to get Z, M, and P in 3 different stacks, and that way you just have 1 element per stack, versus then going vertical. Because then once you go to the second row, getting indents like the D indent is the struggle there.
So make a smaller test input basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I was going to do that, and do we want to refactor these tests? Because we don't need to use test input here. We could leave this here and use it again. I could actually just change this test just to be Z, and then we can just make an input where it's just 1 stack and 1 thing.
Sure.
Okay. So then I'm going to do this. We're going to have new, smaller input. This is Oh, it is going to be left line, right? So it'd be I'm gonna
I
just
think you just
copy this actually. What am I
yeah.
doing?
I don't even just do ZMP. Copy up.
Oh, I am. I was
You-
just gonna delete. I just figured
Okay.
it'd be easier to delete than oh, it didn't get the last quote. There we go. Okay. So ZMP, that's what you want. We want just this.
I would think so.
And basically what we want to see is a stack with Z, a stack with M, and a stack with P.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm actually I'm fine if we make this a separate test instead of putting it here. I'm just gonna do it here. It creates 3 crate stacks. It's too early. Okay. And then we're gonna copy these to and this one we're gonna check full quality, right? Or are we
I
just
think
gonna
so.
are we gonna just okay. So this would be an array of Z.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Is it space just a like do I need a
No, yeah, I believe you need a comma. Yeah.
okay. I'm not used to typing percent sign for some reason. Why is M not going through? M. Okay. Stuck in my buffer. And then P. Okay, trying to make a smaller test. And this obviously fails. All right, Adam, fake it. And then at least that'll give us a better place to be. The problem is all 3 of these tests are very yeah.
Hey, Stephanie, is that you?
Yeah, I think s'mores is Stephanie. Sorry, this is still too early. It's like noon your
The
time.
fact that was the clue. That is.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It's like 4 p.m. I'm still asleep typically.
How do we make this test pass the easiest way without jumping there? Because I think we're just going to have to jump there.
We take the
I still don't
second to
think it's
last
this.
line
Yeah.
as a starting point and strip out brackets. And
You want to, okay. So lines equals at input, right? I think it's split.
Yep.
Or is it splice? And I think we want to split on new line. Man, it's been a while since I've done the split stuff too.
Okay. And then what do we
then
so we get our lines?
how do we get the second to last line?
Would be length -1, right? Length -1 would give us the second to last line.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be lines.
So first row
Yeah, let's get both the rows.
lines be lines dot length -1.
And just return that.
I can do a puts if you'd like.
Even though it'll fail, I want to see. I want to see if we're getting moving in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do the cardinal sin in all Ruby language is to write an actual return statement.
What? Really?
So in
Okay.
Ruby, every function, right? That's why this works. The last line of the function, that is the return line.
Oh.
So you typically, I think, if you're a pure Rubyist and you go for really small functions, you never actually need to see the word
You
return.
say forget
So this is
return.
the
Okay.
line we got, which is ZMP/N, which is
That's too
interesting.
much.
There's 4 lines actually, because look, /n, then ZMP /n, then 1, 2, 3, then /n. So actually the first line is nothing in it, just the way how we've written it. I don't know if the actual input's going to have that line there, but I can, I'll do that in the background real quick. Just double check that we do start with the new line. We do not start on a new line. So actually our test input is different than the one that we're given. Which means it's gross, but yeah, it's probably easier to use. So the first line is actually just literally, there we go.
So if we do -1 on this, it gives us this last line. So split didn't.
But it's not
everything.
splitting.
But
we're getting the whole schmear.
We are getting the whole schmear.
Interesting.
So is split not working? Is lines
Pretty sure it's all split. Regex or string, yeah? And Ruby doesn't care.
You don't put it in a quote, I think. I think you just put the /n. Nope.
Then it needs to be, yeah. It says it needs the input of a string.
Also, strings have each line or dot lines. Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
Wait, what'd you do? How'd you do it?
I did double quotes instead of single quotes. So I guess single quotes won't let us escape. Hey, we're learning.
It didn't yell at us, so
0, because it really doesn't. I mean, it typically doesn't care.
Nice. Okay.
So it's 0, but since we want the.
Now we want to me, the Ruby way that my Ruby gut is telling me that we want a regex to just take out all the letters. But I think there's a regex to do that, but I'm not good at regex. So how would we do this in a non-good way, right? Let's make it work and then make it right and then make it better. Something like that.
Yeah. A simple way that regex always scares me, so I usually just like doing splits on splits on splits. One thing you could also do is the splits on splits on splits with actually, hold up. To your point, you could just get rid of all the brackets and then just split on new line, and then you'd have all the letters. I actually think that might be the easiest way just to move forward. So instead of splitting on brackets, actually just can we kill all the braces? Is there a way to just remove all the left and right braces? And then we can split on new line? Or sorry, split on space. Because then there'll be a space between them. It'll be Z space M space P.
Okay.
And then we can say Z is the 0th stack, M is the first stack, and P is the second stack.
That sounds good. So
remove instant. That's scary.
I know, right?
Probably not what we want to do.
There does feel cool. Like there's a script. No.
Burn it down.
Do the quick Google.
Filter. Let's see.
There's a .tr. I don't know what that does, but apparently you can do .tr and pass in the things you want to remove.
TR?
Yeah, .tr.
No, not TO.
Which apparently it doesn't know about, so that seems
And we send it what? So, we'll try that. Wrong number of arguments given one expected to. And TR. What does TR expect?
Because you're replacing, so there's going to be a second parameter of empty string.
And then...
Let's see it.
I think TR it might be returning a new. It might not be doing mutation.
Probably not, because Ruby's a good language. There you go.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
I think you just call it .tr. Yep. See, exactly. Yep.
.tr left bracket, and replace that with empty string. That's going to give us ZMP.
There we go.
So now,
you know what I like about this? This is very similar to the style of TDD that you get with pure approvals, where it's like, I just want to keep watching it transform until I say it's good.
So we should return what foo.split does on empty space. I would assume that would have worked.
Um, there also is a delete method that doesn't require the empty, the dumb last parameter.
Ooh, I like that.
Instead of
Not
dot
not
.tor.
to just refactors on red, but just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I just saw that.
Let's.
We'll do this
We'll come
first
back to it.
because
We'll come back to it. I'll
let's
keep it
see
in
here.
keep it in
Okay,
the back
so
pocket.
who
Right,
split?
Titan. Return pant. So
There we
we
go.
got GMP and we expected. Oh, I
Is
don't
Z
want to wait. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we
So
need.
what we want to do
Okay.
now is do
That's not
a
right.
split. We want to split on new line. Why isn't it returning an array? Oh, it's an
Not a
array of
splitting
an
on
array.
you. Yes.
Got it.
Right, because the outer array is a list of all the stacks, and each array is the stack.
Yeah.
Is one single stack.
Can we just do like a dot map and just wrap it in an array? Is that easy?
You can do a map.
Yeah, let's just do a map. That's easy.
Uh, Stack. No, this would be a
Stack
crate.
element.
This is crate.
Crate. Great. Yeah, great call. And then just wrap the thing. Honestly, you could probably do %W, right? %W crate.
Let's try it. No,
Oh,
percent
%W
keeps showing
probably
literal
wants a
string.
raw string. Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
I keep calling create instead of crate too. That's fun. And this is going to be a map. So I'm running out of variable names here for now. What's a variable name I can use?
Well, won't it just return it?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes, it will. Fact.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know we've kind of just trying to make the first test pass. I'd say can we skip the bottom two for now? Just because those were too big of steps to begin with,
okay.
for
Yeah,
sure.
good idea.
Um,
So we are now in green. Do you want to commit
Let's.
before we refactor?
Yes.
yes.
Commit. Get
Commit
our
that.
safety harness.
Check in dash M. Start parsing input.
Yeah.
Input.
Input.
Well, we did a lot. That's most of it right there.
Yeah. All right, I drove for a while there. There was a hard problem. I'm okay to hand off, John, if you want to experiment with the refactorings.
Let's refactor. Let's see if, what was it? Delete?
Delete. Yep. And then you would just get rid of that second parameter.
Let's see if that work. And it
Yep.
do. So we can.
Just because that's a lot more clear and less parameters. So that's definitely nicer.
All right.
Yep.
So that seems good.
Yeah. Love it.
I have to think. I normally like just go like that, and I don't know what you have.
GAD is GAD. Just the word GAD is get add dot. If you want to use my shortcuts. Yep.
And what did you do?
Yeah, GCM is get commit with dash M. If you wanted to use GCM, and then you can just add a string, and that'll be your message.
That's kind of what I'm used to.
Exchange TR for delete. Use delete.
Right. That's one thing.
I would like to, because I try to push myself to get used to it. The reason why input.split is highlighted is because variables or methods that only have one input don't need the parentheses, and so that's why it's all highlighted yellowy, pukey green that RubyMine is helping us with.
We can just
So you should
option
be
enter
able
on that. Ooh, never mind.
Actually,
Has nothing. So
just delete the parens around the /n.
wait, I think it's yelling about that.
Oh.
That's cool that it still worked.
Works for me. It's less complainy. It was sticking out like a sore thumb.
Next, just quick one. Could we
darn it.
After we commit.
ah. Okay. Go.
I'd say, could we extract the method? Like everything right now, I don't like 10 and 12 to me seems like that's a method right there. What we're really doing is stripping the line. We're stripping a crate line into an array of crates.
Yeah, go for it.
It's like, okay. Sure. So what do you want to call this?
I really like strip crate line, actually.
Strip crate. Okay.
Maybe rename first row to row.
Yeah, that's a great call. I also don't know why is the return statement of a. I actually hold up. Wait, does this work? Okay, interesting. So an assignment statement returns the value. That's kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, let's rename this.
I think you could probably just
Shortcuts.
change that to one.
F6, that's what it was. Row or
And I
line.
think
What did you want?
a row is fine. No, row is great. If you want
Okay,
line, that might be better. I don't know. Yeah.
no foo. Then
I think goes
row.
away. I think you just chain row dot delete dot delete dot split. Yeah.
I'm into that. Yeah. Run that. Nothing changes. And now, mind if I change pants to
Mind if I change pants?
yeah. Mind if I
Did you
change?
run, did
Can I
you run
change
the
pants
test
real quick? I
after
did.
that? Run. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
here,
fast
I'll
I
come in
didn't
real
even
quick.
see it.
For some reason, my rename command's being weird. Extract strip crate line. I don't know why I'm pulling. That is force of habit right there. Um, yeah, but let's rename our pants real quick. That's what it is. Okay. Crate line. First
Yeah.
crate line.
Better than pants, so
There we go. All right.
Very nice. Yeah, I almost think we want to delete these two ignored tests and let's start from here and maybe add on a.
I agree.
I would either. I would. Yeah. Let's add a secondary input maybe.
Okay.
Like a secondary stack.
I wrote this first test, so somebody else want to write the next one?
boop, boop, boop.
And I agree. So right now we have crates of one length. I think what's the next most complicated thing we could write? Maybe crates of two length.
We can start
Yeah.
with two where they all have two, and then maybe we can do one where only one of them has two,
Agreed.
Yes,
and maybe
that
one in
seems
each.
easier just to keep it uniform.
Do we want to?
Stephanie just said, "Don't all volunteer write the next test at the same time."
There was a pause there.
That's
That's
very
okay.
funny.
All right, so we're good to delete these two tests because it feels not important anymore.
Yep, we can always bring it back. We get so I'd say let's kill it. They're too complicated. I'm fine if we leave the test input at the top because we're kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
The
Just comes
input.
right from the documentation.
I am happy to write the next test of two lengths. So I think I just want to say copy paste because why do anything different?
Yeah,
So
I think that
the
makes sense.
MM and OGs on
I
shortcut.
think you need a
I
space.
think you need a space.
You do need a
Yeah,
space. Otherwise, I'm ZZ top now instead of Z and Z.
that makes sense.
Sorry, I don't know why my head went to ZZ top. There we go.
The lesser known bands Top and the band, however, that could top them all is PP Top.
PP. That's my dog's nickname. Her name's Sweet Pea, but I call her PP.
All right, so here's a failing test. Who wants to make a pass?
All right. Let's see here. Do. Let me take a crack at it.
Yeah.
So if we have like first row and just going for the grossness here.
Love it.
Second row. And I'm just gonna keep. Hey, I'm clicking. I'm just gonna keep going with gross code because
Mhm.
that's what you can do with TDD. Doesn't matter if it's gross. And now what?
So the difficulty is that the first crate line dot map, it's very hard to, it's not exposing the list in maybe an easy way. We could change this to be more, maybe a little more imperative and do like a for each, or not or maybe just regular for loop on the first one and just assume they have the same length. And then smash the lines, smash the things together based on indices.
Oh, come on. I thought it was going to give me a whole construct here.
4 in,
Well,
I think.
there's 4 in. Okay.
There we go. So for crate
crate line? I don't know.
well, I guess actually we want index, right? Give me a sec.
So if we do, is there some way to do a range?
There's actually a dot each with index method on
the array.
on the array. So you could say like first crate line dot each with index underscore.
Yeah.
And then welcome to block syntax. So your first little block there is the variable name, and the second one you can name syntax. So crate, comma, index.
With index. Okay.
Yep.
So create an index and then stuff, right? So
Yep.
like something.
Wait, actually, Stephanie just said we could do a for I in crates dot length. That would actually be a little bit easier.
Oh, Stephanie.
Trying to help us. I think that might be easier because then we don't have this crate variable that we're not going to use.
I like I. It just makes me nostalgic.
So first crate line dot length.
I'm also seeing that this is probably exposing a class here soon. Is the sense I'm getting of how do I get my first crate? Or my crate stack? How do I get my second stack? How do I get my third stack?
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe we figure out what that looks like.
All right. What's the simplest thing we can do here? I mean, do we start saying
so that map gives us an array of them? And we don't want to keep recreating it. I think we just want to save that to a variable above the for loop, correct?
I think you're right.
Okay.
So for variable, you just variable name equals or that.
Crate stacks. Okay.
All right, so crate stacks is an array of an array. You want to do the second one?
I mean, like this?
Well, you did that and it got me thinking. Is that what we want?
Let me just get them both.
Yeah, we can always delete it ever.
So then I would think we would say for each crate line and first crate length, we would do create stacks 1 index or I guess. Yeah.
I
dot push dot something dot add dot append dot
Push, I think, would put it towards
the front.
yeah, I believe push is put it on the front.
Like, do we want to mutate create stacks 1, or do we want to return a new list by the end? Like, I'm fine either way.
Mutate is easier, I think.
I'm okay if we just mutate. I think that'll be the easiest if we
oh,
just.
I see. I see.
So what you have there, create stacks 1 sub I dot push. Yeah, second sub I.
Sub I.
Um,
And then return crate stacks 1, which you could just type crate stacks 1 at that point. Yeah. It doesn't need the
that's
return key.
pushing. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Woo.
So is dot push how you put stuff on an array? Ruby push.
Undefined method each. Where are you doing each?
Where?
I'm reading the test method, undefined method each for 3.
Each for 3 integer.
Oh, I wonder if we're not. I'm wondering if line 0 didn't. I wonder if there's not a new line on. Like, can you do a real quick on line 11? Do a put second row. Puts is the log statement in Ruby. PUTS.
Puts
Yep, and then space second row. I want to log
space.
second row to
Yep.
second row.
If a
Yeah,
function
so
doesn't take in only takes in one argument, you could just do a space instead of having to put parentheses.
Yep.
Well, that's no good.
So our second row is 1, 2, 3, not a secondary ZMP, which means there's no new line. There has to be a new line on the left, right? 27 and 28. I feel like there has to be a new line there. So if we
You just put
first
puts
row,
lines.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
let's see what lines are.
Well, that's odd.
can you do specifically
Maybe.
look at the create stacks of length 2 maybe? Because I think the crate dot length -1 says Stefan.
So do this just to make sure there's a new line there. In the test input, John, can you put a new line on 27 and then backs? Like
Sorry, I was listening to Stephanie, not you.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're right. Stephanie.
But I still
Stephanie's
don't
the smart
understand what's going on with lines.
The lines this is, again, so it is that 1, 2, 3 is coming from the first test because the first test is now failing, saying we're trying to do ZMP in the 1, 2, 3. We don't have the we don't have the terminator for the line that's 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
right. So
yeah.
that second test looks.
I'm reading the wrong test. This is why. What's confusing about having multiple tests fail?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've made a complete horror show of this, and
Not at all. We're all learning. We're all learning. We know the test is good. Do we want to just reset the right file?
I like that idea.
I'd love to just.
But the ID can't help you here, unfortunately. So maybe the easiest way is just copy the test, get reset hard, and yeah.
Gone.
Yep.
And test is back.
All my work. All the work is gone. For nothing.
No.
So rerun the test.
But yeah, I was feeling a reset hard there. Like
agreed. Okay,
so go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, do we want to retry doing this, or is it that we're maybe taking too big of a step? I don't know. Like I'm fine if we want to retry it again. There could be ways of us taking smaller steps too.
I was gonna solve the problem that it cuts out the 1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's do that. Let's see where you're. We have a failing test. Let's try to make it great. So cut out the last line.
Yeah, so I think actually how I want to start is a method here that says create lines. And I want to split that, and then I think that gives me an array. I want to, and I just want to cut the last line, I believe. Because we don't care about the instructions yet. I know that's not going to be correct until once we start bringing in the instructions in the same text file, but it'll get us by for now.
But at this point, yeah, I just want to drop the last line.
I don't think there's splice.
There's
remove. Yeah. But if we pop, that returns the last.
Oh, good
element.
point. Yeah, don't spot. Sorry. Yeah, slice is what we'll want.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. RubyMine is failing. I don't have a splice command.
Slice. SLICE.
Slice. Try that.
Which is, I think, -1.
Let's see.
Well, the first test is now failing, so I'm going to take that as a
no.
As a no. So I believe slice is going to take. You'd put in 0 ... And
length
then you put
1.
in length -1. Yeah, exactly.
We want up to the last one, but not including the last one.
Yep.
So in order to do that, it's variable. Oh man, it's gonna kill me with the underscores.
Cool.
Aha, we're back to that.
Honestly, let's skip this test 26. Let's commit because I feel that didn't change the other test. We have nothing validating that. Well, I guess we have a test validating that, but I think let's in the sake of small steps that this is committable for sure.
Sure. All right. And remove last line from crates. Okay. Unignored, now failing.
Yep.
So now that we have crate lines, would this not... Now we can start down the path of what we want to do?
Yeah.
Do we want to just say...
a little bit safer.
What if we do a lines here?
Yeah, we could do that.
Index. Each line we.
It's returning line, so that would be our do. So in here we could. Yeah, there we go. And now we'd have a second. What line? If we do strip crate lines, line 15. If we move that in, and then just replace first row with row or with line. Sorry, which actually is better anyway. And then do dot each with index on that. So delete the crate line equals. And then we'll move crate line into the... Just so we don't have a... Weird scoping. Carte line.
Hey, we got a spammer.
Yay! First time
I
I got it.
Maybe this becomes a line index and a crate line index. Let's just be very verbose until we figure out. Okay, so we have each, we're going now for each line, we make its own crate line. And then we try to do an each on that one, which to me feels like the wrong direction, but I'm headed to where Cody looks like he had an idea, but he's also trying to figure out.
Oh, so my idea was now you have stacks, so now just do stacks dot push. I guess the problem is we don't have a. Well, my thing was you could just have a running index, but the thing is, for the sake of this, because our tests have 3, on line 9, can you actually initialize it as 3 it's a stack with 3 empty arrays inside? Yeah. Okay, now you can just do stacks sub I, or stacks sub crate line index. Not put. Get rid of the push. Get rid of the. You have a push in between. Oh, I must have some lag going on. And now we do dot push, and then we push crate line sub I.
Sub I, which is
crate line. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I meant that should work. And I think we just return stacks. I think that does the thing. I think that does the trick. Z1 nil 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 nil. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Hey, look at that. You kind of got it. ZZ1. ZZ1.
Wait, ZZ1. That means that it's doing something weird with that final line still.
Yeah, means it is.
Wait, we've got the crate line index and we've got the line index.
Yeah, it's not.
Wow.
I banned the spammer.
Yay.
So it's not cutting out slices, not doing what we think?
Oh, so it's not removing it at all. Okay, interesting. Apparently you can do slice start comma length. So instead, get rid of the 2 dots and just do a comma there. Maybe something to do with it being. Yeah, try that out. See if that changes anything.
That does that one. That does that. Hey, there we go.
Yeah. So now get rid of the puts, and I think everything should work. It's mad because you got the puts isn't going to return anything. Okay, we're closer.
No.
Something funny about the indices here.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
No. So for each line, we're stripping the crate line. So the first one seems to be fine.
Can we change the repeated in the test? The repeated ZMP to something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
XYZ, and then let's make sure we change the output too. Yeah, good call.
So.
Okay, so the first iteration's fine, and then it seems to have some issue right after that. Oh, sorry. It's line index. 12 is line index.
On which one? All of them? Both of them?
No, on the first one, right? Because no, hold up. We're saying.
Nope.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah, don't do that.
Let's try the other one.
Just try it.
Yeah.
The first test passed miraculously.
Yeah.
I don't think we need the line index, to be honest.
Well,
yeah, we don't. So can we actually to remove noise, because right now I'm having trouble because there's so much text. Can we just do lines dot each? We should need the line index. That doesn't matter. And then get rid of that. Okay. Yay, less stuff. And then can we just make that index? Oh.
Why is it not right?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Can you remove crate line index or just index? Just to remove some of the verbosity here. Okay. So strip crate lines line. Dot each with index. Crate line index. Can you just, I mean, we just need to see what's going on.
Oh, when we did a checkout here, there was a. Didn't we split? Didn't we split here? We used to. Let's see. Go down to the production code. Why did I not see it?
We refactored it. It's in strip crate, strip crate line.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
Thanks.
but for the same point, can you actually do a puts on each line? Just
Sure.
to make sure we're not doing anything weird.
Just to make sure you're not a puts.
CMP.
Yeah. So ZMP and ZMP XYZ.
So that's what's weird. Like, why is that not?
Cause
Okay, so now we want to fold them together, right? X. X index.
It's very weird. Can you just put just index too, just to make sure it's definitely doing 0, 1, 2? It is. Okay. Make sure the other test too, the one that's more. Yep. Okay. So nothing weird there. That should do what we
0, 1,
expect.
2.
Stacks has 3. How is it pushing nil in there? I guess actually the first test,
mean this
before we even
crate
look at
line
nil,
index is. This is. If it's just Z though. Look, if I crate line, why am I doing this index here? It's just a character. It should just be that, right?
oh, because we're
It's a
doing the
character.
dot each.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
man.
so sorry.
We're
That's
green.
what it was. Haha. Don't listen to Cody. All
We're
right.
green.
Rename crate line to crate before we. I know that's a refactor, but just like
No, yep, it's good.
that's exactly why we got confused there.
It is.
Sweet. All right, let's commit.
Woo.
Yeah, doing the input's always the hardest part. I think at this point it'll be a little bit easier.
We haven't even moved on to the instructions. But yes,
Yeah.
should be easy.
Yay, tests are helpful.
Tests are helpful. So what did we do here? Read multiple stack lines?
Yep.
All right, I noticed I drove there for a while. Anyone else want to, I think, take a
Yeah,
stab?
I can write the next. So we're saying the next test we want to do the same thing. 3 crate stacks, but we want one to have a varying length. So we'll have one that has 2 and then 2 that have 1. And that should break, right?
I think we just start with simpler and just have like that first row. So I would delete M and P on this, is what I would
I'm
say.
also concerned about our hard-coded stacks there. Yeah,
Mhm.
That's what
That
this test would
assumes-
solve.
it assumes 3.
Oh, sorry, no, that says wouldn't solve that. But or it could. So what I'm thinking here is by us doing something like this, because if you look at the input, notice how the top rows are the ones that actually have. So what's going to happen is we're gonna run this, and we're actually if we write this test the way we have it, it's actually going to be incorrect.
Yeah.
And it'll force us to then have to read this bottom line, which I think is going to correlate with that. But we could do a smaller step and just do that first. Make one stack. I like the idea of maybe making this smaller. So here, we'll write like this.
1.
Crates, one crate stack of one length. And actually, this seems like the first test. So we just just that. We're just expecting
This might still pass though. Let's see.
this should fail because we're doing a pure equality, and we're
Oh,
getting
there we
the
go. Okay. Good, good,
Okay.
good.
yeah. All right. So how do we implement this?
We could grab the last line and then do a split on.
And then do a length to decide how many thingies we want.
How many?
I
How
would.
many?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
So
Stack
get the
count.
last line, get the last thing on the last line. There's our number.
okay, this does mean we have now a little bit of duplication, but that's fine. We will deal
Increase
with it.
duplication.
And then we want
Dot pop. Right.
oh,
That'll give us.
look at you being so smart.
And then
Okay.
that should give
Dot.
us the last row, which as of
Okay.
right now is our line count, which we don't actually. That won't be true forever, but that's fine.
Last row dot
I would do split on space, right? And you want to grab the last element. Oh, but there are probably multiple spaces there, isn't there? Looking at the 1, 2, 3 above.
let's just assume that it works and then we'll use some feedback. You're probably right though. Then it would
And
be dot
then-
length.
I
Right?
think so, yeah. No,
And
because
this
that length is spaces too. No, you're splitting on spaces. Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's puts it to the right now this isn't used for anything, so there's no downside in just going for this.
Yep.
So if we run this one. Let me run one of the more complicated ones like this one. Should say 3.
3, 3, 2. No, 2 examples, yeah. 3, 3, yeah.
Okay.
Seems to work so far.
And that is a decent stack count. And now we want to populate stacks with.
So then you can do a range.
Okay. So do I just literally just type in range?
No, I think you do 0 dot dot stack count. Yep. And then you can do yeah.
Is that what I do?
Main.
I'm gonna
Oh.
no.
Yeah.
Is there a thing to say
0 dot dot stack count is creating the range.
generate a bunch of these according to this count?
That's pretty
Yes.
much what we want, right? Like we want to like map for this range, just return an empty list, and then it altogether will be a list. So it creates a range. Is that a collection or is that something different?
You should be able to say like dot for each on it or something, like or dot each on it, or dot times. No, dot times is something. Yeah, there you go.
Each seems to work. Okay, so
We don't care about the actual range though, right? So I actually think you could do yeah. There's a Ruby way to do the dot times method, but I can't remember it. So this dot each works.
so it's saying dot each does not exist for 1.
Because each is your returning, so you're not returning out of the each. You want the map, right? And you would return a map for each one. Which you mean tap.
And it's saying integer doesn't have a map method.
How about and this is me going off into looking stuff up on the side. Stacks equals empty array times stack count.
Yes.
Oh,
Not times, but asterisk.
Oh,
Yes.
asterisk. Sorry, I just did an X. I'm being crazy. This is a weird day.
Well,
So I'm going to say this. We can get fancy and refactor this. For now, I know what will work, which is we could just do a terrible for I in
yep. Blow the
stack
cheap
count.
way out.
And then we could just do stack, stop,
Stack,
push.
push.
Yeah. So when you don't know what's going on, lean back on something that will work. Um,
That
and then
If for I and stack count again, I don't think.
and stack count's just a very. Why is this not working?
It's a number. No, it's a number.
Yeah, but you can do like dot length. You can do iterate on dot length. That's what's interesting. That's literally what we had at one point. For
That's why you have to make a range. So do for in 0. So after the n, do a parentheses and do 0 dot dot.
hold up, Stephanie just had the
Stephanie,
answer.
help us. Why is Stephanie?
Stephanie is
I think we found your next guest.
yeah, we found our next guest for this Ruby.
I think you want that. Why was RubyMine complaining against that?
No, it didn't. It wouldn't run.
Why is stack count
actually
dot length? Stack count is just an integer. We don't need the dot length there.
I'm saying.
Right.
Wait, Stephanie said, "Oh,
So 0 to stack count.
Yeah, 0 dot dot stack count.
Try that.
Yep.
Hmm?
Stack count, stack count. That looks right
Cannot
to me.
find-
Do add parens around the range. Try that.
it's saying expected or end of line." Yeah, it fails. It's saying it won't compile this.
Ooh.
Do a dot each at the end of it. Because that's a range. It's a thing that you can iterate over.
There we
Hello,
go. Hold up.
PPG
Hold up.
15.
No. Do I get rid of do?
It's going well. We are trying to relearn Ruby and solve an advent of code problem. PPG.
Do you know Ruby? That would be very helpful.
I'm looking at it right now. The do needs to be in pipes.
No. That might be after the do. You might want to put pipes because we don't care about it there. So the pipes is giving you the variable. Yeah. So do pipe. You can do an empty set of pipes and then wrap it in curlies. Wrap stacks.push in curlies. That would be the anonymous function.
Yeah.
The block.
Interesting. What it just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so let's go back to doing this. Sorry, I know this will work. In stack count dot length, we didn't do this last time.
Stack count is a number.
Oh, sorry, stack count. There we go.
There you go. Fine.
Yeah, this we don't like this
Yes.
implementation, but it'll work, so we can move on with our lives. Or not? What's still going on here? Are these other tests still fine when we do this?
No,
No,
it says no each
Apparently
for
not.
individual 3.
So it's saying no each for 3 colon integer.
Yeah, saying 3 that's type integer. So it's letting you know that the 3 is of type integer. So there's no each on the integer line.
Which is why when we're iterating over this, it's not working.
Yeah.
Why did it work? Or maybe it didn't work earlier. That really looks like Python. Yeah, all the underscores. Honestly, Ruby and Python are sort of, I wouldn't say they're similar, but like some of the if you look at it really quick, it kind of looks pretty similar. They both take kind of drastic path. For one, Python's very much like, here's the way to do it. And Ruby, here's a billion ways to do it and be expressive.
Why would we not just take the simpler approach and for each of the line push a new stack? Right? Or no, it's not for each line, right? It's all for each strip crate line, right? On 17, I'm thinking.
Yeah, actually, this will work. There we go. I actually like that. Okay.
Wait,
So
back up.
because we're,
What happened?
because instead of trying to be weird with numbers, we're just saying this isn't stack count anymore. This is now
And
um
it's like the yes.
it's an array. It's a
Yeesh, 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 yeesh.
uh
Yes.
stack last line list. I don't know. It works. That took a long time. We're gonna commit that. And we'll figure out what to do from there.
Yeah, I think the solution I just thought of might help because if we don't have like basically if stacks index on line 18 doesn't exist, then we can't push. So what I would think we could do it.
Number yeah, yeah, we can still iterate on this. I just want to push while we have a working solution. So at least we can get reset hard if we want. So yeah, if you got a refactor idea, go for it.
So I feel like we want to say this is my refactor.
So we could do that. And I'm okay if we go ahead and do that. My only issue with that is right now we've made tests that only assume that all lines have the same number of stacks, when actually they won't. And this kind of makes an assumption that the strip crate line is going to have the same length every time, and it's not, based on its position. But we could do that because we don't I guess we don't have tests that are checking for that right now, and that's kind of an assumption. So I'm okay if let's see if that works. If you get rid of make stacks just an empty list again, like comment out. Yeah. Let's see.
Nope.
Nope.
Stacks equals array. Push for nil class. That's interesting. That seemed so simple but doesn't want to work. So Command C.
I'd say if anything, why don't we take lines 9 through 14 and put them in a function, create empty stacks, and then we can figure out, if we want to have a better implementation to go. But at least we'll,
At least that hides the
grossness.
ugliness of whatever we haven't figured out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The non-rubiness that we haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, I definitely don't like the way it's written. But I like it better when we sweep it under the carpet. Then I don't know that I don't like it. Oh, do that. Yeah, convert to each. Ah, there we go. And then get rid of the braces, maybe?
If you get rid of the braces, I believe you have to go to a do loop like this.
Wait. Actually, change the each to a map now. And then delete stacks as a variable and just return that. So it would be map empty array. So you wouldn't stacks.push, it would just be empty array. So don't return stacks. Like on line 27, delete empty array. There we go.
It is at least probably a more Ruby way to do things.
Okay.
But,
Weird, but
Yeah, because you're saying map each line to an empty array, which is still weird, but that's just kind of
it's more Ruby-ish, I feel, for sure. You good with that?
imperative. Yeah. I mean, it
commit.
removed the lines of code by more than half, so that's good. And we gave it a good name.
That is really funky.
John, you want to try to write the next test? I don't know if you've written the test yet today.
I don't think I have. Let's see what we got here. So we are completely green. And what do we got?
Do you want the next test to be the varying length? So like we can extend maybe our simple solution we wrote at the bottom.
But we have
Or
two
maybe
duplicated tests too. 35 is the same as the one above it.
yeah, maybe take oh, did I dupe 35 and not do anything with it?
It is identical, but I am sort of thinking of uh
Yes, I like that.
do we do that, or do we start with Z on its own?
I would start with Z on its own, I think, before we tackle
Yeah,
input.
so like that.
That's going to be easier to implement. So yeah, let's go with that first.
Oh, and let's not make it Z. Let's make it something on its own.
A, Q, love it.
A, A,
C,
like that.
A. Yeah,
And
love it.
it would be XA, right?
XA. Thank you. Get the test right.
And now we think we're backwards as far as order goes. Yeah, I see X, Y, Z, so it should be X, Y, Z. Y is A, because we're pushing and pushing goes to the front.
The other test, it would be AX. That's the way we've written it prior. All the other tests are expecting that. So that's the test is like the failure is correct. So A, it would be AX.
Yeah,
Just
because
from
we're
the way we've
pushing.
written it.
We're pushing to the front of the array, yeah.
Oh, so we already support this case. Okay.
Wait a second.
Because
Well,
we're
that was
doing a dot
surprise.
each on an index, so it automatically was handled for us.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Now
So
the
I
problem
don't
will be the split with the indented one.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want
I
to
think we
keep this
commit that.
test?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's um
Create 3 strikes with 1 of length 2.
rate strength.
With 1 of length 2, maybe?
One of length 2?
Yeah.
Oh. That was really interesting to see.
With one of length 2. We have width of length 2.
Width of.
Yeah, there we go. That way it's like saying, hey, one of them has the weird.
All right. Oh, no. Don't do that there. Do it this way.
Yeah, we'll fix that next time.
Boop, boop. Already passing test for like 2.
I'm just looking, doing a quick time check here. Do we feel like writing the failing test, ignoring it, and then maybe closing up, or no? About 7-ish minutes.
Oh, wow. Time has flown. I think that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let me dupe this whole thing. And this will be
In the middle.
and this will be
Or spaces.
colon Z colon something like that.
Hey, look at that.
Yep. And that's exactly what we thought was gonna happen.
Looks good.
Yay, that'll be fun.
All right. So this will be our failing test.
Love it.
like that.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Maybe we start by reviewing the discovery tree. Is there anything that we want to update there?
Yeah.
So we can now read one stack.
Definitely.
We've even kind of shifted our approach to look at the rows more so than the not. So maybe it's
Yeah,
accurate to say
we
these are.
reoriented ourselves, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So now it's read. What we're working on is read stacks of multiple depth, or maybe length. Stacks of depth of multiple lengths.
Yeah. We also, just to make a note of it, I think it's worthwhile to call out saying that we did get stack count for an input. I think that's worthwhile to at least call out.
Yeah, we definitely did that at least.
And
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
do we have any other notes or things that we want to think about before we adjourn so we can remember something in 2 weeks when we're back?
Nah, I think this is good. And we get the failing test. I
Yep.
think we know today. I guess sorry, I'm trying to retro. Let's we could have switch over to maybe retro for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Where do you want to do that? Or
Right here
right here, right
on
now.
the stream, live with everybody.
Yeah. I'll switch to our where they can see all of us bigger.
Yeah, we typically try to do that just because it's kind of nice. But I just wanted to say, I forgot that we started basically with not starting this problem. We literally had one test that was like expect nothing. So though it took a little bit to get through some of the line reading stuff, we got some great momentum here, and I think we've solved a lot of the difficulties. And I really appreciate you joining us, John, in that journey because collectively and call it a shout out to in the chat. Thank you, Stephanie. You really helped us. We were able to get a lot of this working.
Next guest.
Yeah, next guest. For real.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that it was easier to say, let's simplify the input. Let's start with simpler input, and we'll build up from there. And yeah, then we had to do that thing. Say, let's look at it sideways, or
Yeah, we shifted to looking at the horizontal view versus like a stack in the vertical sense. And I thought that was nice.
And we might, just because of this next stacks of multiple length, maybe we do have to go, redo the approach, but it definitely was easier doing it this way for now. Yeah, reading strings is fun.
Ruby is interesting. Got its quirks, but that I don't mind quirks at all. That's just learning a language.
I also like how fast the tests are. One time running the test, we're like, "Hey, did you run the test?" I'm like, yeah, I ran them. Oh, they were so quick. It was like 0.01 milliseconds. I mean, I know we have 4 tests, but compared to some other languages where maybe you have a startup cost of starting up a virtual machine or something,
Yeah.
this is just like, nope, it's all C interpreted, so it's pretty quick.
Yeah. I did want to throw a thank you out to John too for showing up and asking the questions, and yeah, you provided lots of good conversation and helped us shift our mindsets a lot. So definitely enjoyed you having you here.
Oh, it was fun to join, and I don't know, I had a good time.
Yeah. You're always welcome back. We'll find another time sometime in the future. Yeah, this is fun with 3 people actually, and I know we kind of, like I said, maybe we glanced over it a little bit, but we sort of were doing ping pong, but sort of when the problem got a little difficult, we kind of went back to more of a typical navigator driver approach, or typist approach, and some of us sort of went into like a research position at a time. So we
Mhm.
we were leaning back on, us three kind of working an ensemble
Ensemble
or above
skills.
a lot of it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right.
makes it more fun.
And folks, if you don't already work this way, you are missing out. It's fun and you get stuff done. And that's a great combination.
Yeah. Instead of honestly, maybe doing this alone, I probably would have spent 30 to 45 minutes just banging my head with trying to go one direction where, with having both of you here, we like, oh wait, well, let's,
Hey,
you know what? Let's
what
okay,
if
let's do this.
yeah.
Yeah. It's you don't realize it, but yes, it's so much more fun to work this way and so much more effective.
Yeah. Alrighty, with that,
Yeah.
I'll say goodbye to everyone and thanks for viewing. Thanks again, Stephanie, for the help. Thanks, John, for joining us. We'll see you all next time.
Woot woot.